In this episode of FUM0103 machining, we are finalizing the angle grinder support. Finally. So what we are missing at the moment is we have this piece of material. We have to attach it somehow to here. Okay. Then of course this angle grinder happens to have a handle, and it can be placed either side of the machine and also here on top. What I'm going to use is this thread here, threaded part, and yeah. So I visited the local hardware store today to find out whether they had this type of bolt. It is M14, and yes, they didn't have it. They had M8, M6, M10, M12, M16, M20, but no M14. Okay. They said that it's very rare. And they had at least 5 of these on the shelf. I said every one of those has this type of thread. Oh, okay. Anyway, now what I need to do is to create one, and the pitch of this thread is it's 2 millimeters per revolution. Okay, what this means that I cannot detach the lead screw, the half nut. I cannot detach it when I don't have the die for this one, so I need to single point thread it, and what I also need to do is to because it's 2 millimeters, that's not divisible by 3, so I cannot detach the half nuts, so a little bit more difficult. Furthermore, it's a very short one and ends in a thing like this, so it's a little bit dangerous to do. And so therefore, let's see how I do this. Maybe I just make it very slowly, and then I have all the time in the world to stop it in time. Anyway, so let's start doing that one. I have taped this piece of 25 millimeter in diameter cold rolled steel, paste it, and touched it with this tool. And then I have placed here a carriage stop. It's 12 millimeters. This I will reduce this to 14 millimeters, and after that I will make a thread relief in the back, and then I will thread it. And as you can see, there is quite a long stick out here. That's intentional in this case, because I want to have something to hold it in the milling machine. So after the job is done in the milling machine, I come back here and part the excess off. Well, I do it this way because, I do it this way this time. Yeah, so this will be generating a lot of cuttings. I'm taking 1 millimeter cuts, and now I will speed this up so you can follow. Yeah. So, okay, what was this thing all about is that I don't have the nut to prove that this is correct. Oh yeah, and I forgot to chamfer it. Well, I have a good chamfering device here. Okay, anyway, now we will actually use, it needs to be, the minor diameter is 11.546 millimeters, so we need to go, oh yeah, this is too much actually, I have to divide this by 2. So now it's about 1.227 millimeters. So 1.227 1.23 like that. So 1.23 millimeters deep, and we should be there. Next step will be the one I hate the most in this operation: change the gears. I don't make a video out of that, I just change them and that's it. You know, in these Chinese lathes, this gear changing thing, it's a punishment. I don't know what I have done wrong, but I get punished every time I need to make threads. No, okay, it is what you get when you buy a cheap Chinese lathe. You have to be prepared for that one. Well, electric lathe screw would solve this problem permanently, but I'm so used to do this, maybe I could make something to help me out, but let's see. Okay, anyway, I will come back here when I'm ready with the gears. So, first of all, I made a mistake. This was 4 millimeters too short. I didn't count on the thickness of the material which has to go through. Oh yeah. So that was that. And well, if it is too long, I can always take off from the end of it. I will try it out anyway. And still, this has one thing I forgot to do. You need to make here a short thing which is registering it to the 14 millimeter hole. Without that it won't be any good. Okay, so now I have changed the gears. I have here a dial indicator which is measuring the minor diameter. So yeah, and then, well, I need to lock the yeah, it is locked, and now I cannot open them anymore. So now I will do a scratch pass of let's say 1/10 of a millimeter. This is really nice. Okay, let's see now. Scratch pass. Let's take it really slowly at first, because yeah, well, it's really okay, and then we take it out. Ah, Scheiße! Did I break it? No, I didn't. You have to take care of your directions. So it's that one. Oh man. Anyway, hopefully this didn't wreck the bit. No, well, it could have wrecked it, but let's see. Well, it didn't, because I need to take away something from there anyway. Let's see now if it is 2 millimeters per Well, it is. Oh, this will be an exercise really. Let's see if this moved somehow. No, it didn't. Ah! Now I wrecked it. This is always what happens. You don't think. Well, what I did, I actually wrecked this. I need to grind it. Oh yeah, I wrecked it. This is so hard. Okay, I will grind this and come back to you. Well, hopefully I can now do it correctly without breaking my bits. I was really lucky with that one. It was only a slight layer gone bad, so I was able to grind it without changing the geometry. And now let's take our first cut of 1/10 of a millimeter. Let's see how this goes. Well, it is there, no matter what. Well, that was not. That was a little bit exciting. This sandwich tool is really wonderful because this is not a rigid lathe and it still works. How much do we have left there? Not much. We are about there. It will snap off quite soon. Like that. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of the nibble as well. Ah, wow. Well, this I will now test it. If it doesn't fit, then I'm basically screwed a little bit, at least. I'm ready to rock and roll here. I have dialed this piece in. It's there in 1/100th of a millimeter accuracy, inside 1/100th of a millimeter. And well, I also positioned the table so that it should, I will check this one because I'm not sure, it should barely miss the jaws. Let's see now. Let's put it in 3. Yeah, it barely misses them. And then that's the correct speed, I believe. And now I will leave flange here. So it makes it a little bit more beautiful. So now my first task is to touch this. There we are. Okay. Now, since this is I have now touched the top of this thing, and since this is a 25 millimeter in diameter, and I'm aiming to 19 millimeter wrench, so I need to take off 6 millimeters from there. So that I shall also, yeah, that's the first place. So I need to take 6 millimeters. So it's 3 millimeters per side. So 2 thirds. And let's see, back here, and 2, 1, 2. There you are. Now it should be. And just for the sake of it, a little bit more, so that we are having a little bit room for things, crap, etc. between the wrench and the. It shouldn't be too tight fit. So now this shouldn't be. I will take it everything away in one pass. It shouldn't be. It should be a no-brainer for this milling machine. Hopefully it's also a no-brainer for this dividing. Now just unlock the table and unlock the table and get it away from here. And then we have this one. Oh yeah. This which is in the truck has done its job, and now we will get rid of that. So let's see, the speed is about there. little bit nearer this one. There you are. Yeah, we have this nice thing in the truck. Maybe we can use it for something. You never know. Oh yeah, this is always a lot of fun. Almost load this one into the vacuum. That would have been really nice. Okay. Now I just do some filing for this one. Get rid of the nibble and do it otherwise looking a little bit better than it looks now. Well, just ordinary filing. So, see you in the vise. Okay, now I will file this one. First get rid of the nibble. I will, this was the two-sided file. Actually it has three effective sides. One is safe, no teeth. One is two-ways cut. One is straight cut, this one, and this one is one-way cut. And this is fine, this is not so fine, and this is in between, I believe. Okay, so let's take the cord first. And by the way, this is a Nicholson file. It's called handy file. And actually this is really handy. Yeah. I think I can get rid of the tool marks. Well, there you are. Okay, and then these corners. This is a little bit difficult. Yeah. Filing needs a lot of coordination, actually. A lot more than, well, but when you learn it, it's a really good thing. Okay, then I just make these corners like this, so that they look, well, similar, everybody. I could have done this in the lathe, but I didn't want to. I actually like filing quite a lot. So, and the last one. Well, they are, oh yeah, about the same. No, that's not good. Okay, and then finally these, just a little bit to get rid of the burr we might have there. And now I have to use the safe edge here. So, yeah, really good. Well, it it's not the most beautiful thing in the planet, but it is really good, I would say, for a bolt. That is. Well, at least it looks like somebody made it. Yeah. There you are. Ready. Okay, now we have, here is the angle grinder, the victim, and this is the bolt we have made. And how does it fit? Well, that's a really good fit. A little bit tight on the end, but I assume that should be so. And then I'll do the wrench. Exactly, feels exactly as it should. Now, what we need to do is punch a hole into this, for this bolt. And where? Okay. This will be here somewhere. And if I look, looks like in the middle would be the best place. Yeah, so let's put it into the middle. And how far away? How far away? Well, there is that kind of thing. I think when we put it somewhere around in the edge here, so the center of the hole should be 12.5 millimeters. If it is so this is exactly in at the edge, but I think we put maybe 2 millimeters there. So there you go. So in the middle and 14.5 millimeters this way. Okay. So now it should be 14 millimeters hole. And this can be, because this is not so thick, if I poke a hole with a 14 millimeter drill there, oh yeah, you have a hole which is at least 14 millimeters. It's a triangle shaped after that one, a little bit at least. So what we are going to use here is my Christmas tree. I bought this one about, I think it was about 12 years ago, and it's still sharp. I have been drilling steel, aluminium, wood, plastic. I tried it out here when I first bought it, and it went like very nicely. So, well, what I will do, I will first put a 6 millimeter hole here, and then I will use this Christmas tree to put it through. And now you can see here on the side, you cannot see, I can see. I can see that 14 millimeters, well, you can count them. This is 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So this part is our. And now if we look at clearance here, so it clears, it doesn't, if I use this, it doesn't touch the vise. Not a lot anyway. So yeah, so it should be possible to use this one. So let's do this in the drill press. So now let's attach this piece into the vise. Well, it barely fits there. Some lift there. It is there now. Okay. So the first thing was 6 millimeter hole. And now the speed then. This is too fast. That one would be too slow. Let's see. That's okay. And now just drill the 6 millimeter hole there. No center drilling. Yeah, I know. There you go. Okay. There is our 6mm hole. And then the Christmas tree. Lubrication here in the grooves. Like that. And there you go. So, the first one was the 6mm, and then this one is 8. That one was 8, then 10. Okay, that was 10. And then we have 12. So that is 12, and now I would like to lubricate it a little bit more. So now we have 12mm there. Oh, this is not easy. Oh. Okay. That's the last one now. And now you can use the next step to remove the burr, like that. And you have a chamfer there. Okay, 14mm hole, and it's really round and precise. Well, not reamer precise, but it's better than with the ordinary drill for a thin material. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see, the other side, usually the other side gets a horrible burr like this. But, and now, warning for those people who like to use this drill to remove that burr. Not a good idea. It grabs it, and after that it's a helicopter. Not a good idea, not at all. Okay. Thing like this. That's the one you should use. Hopefully it fits in the truck. Yes, it did. This one doesn't grab. It just rolls. And I believe, yeah, put some lubrication there and remove the burr. Oh, it's still there. Yeah, now it's gone. Well, and of course we need to check if the bolt fits here. We have a hole, but is it a good hole? It's perfect. It's perfect. Very nice. And 2mm of the edge. There you are. Now we can attach the grinder to this one. Yeah. Okay, now this is the piece we made the hole in. And now this is the pin. That's the oiling hole, and this one goes into there. And then this one goes on top of that. Should go there. Yes, I painted this blue. Hopefully that paint, well, it's just to prevent rust. So, this one goes into here. Yes, it does. And now when I tighten those, there's my 13mm there. When I tighten these, it should not become tight itself. Okay, there you are. Let's see now. Well, it's still loose, very good, very nice. And now, what happened with that one when I put grease into there? This kind of slope vanished, no more like that. Okay, what I will do now, I will put the grease into there. And yeah, I will paint this after I have put it together. So yeah, well, it should be. Let's see now. Yeah. Whoop. Huh. You could hear something. Ah. Yeah, I believe it is. Ah. Yeah, it's stiff right away. So the oil or the grease between these in the bearing takes up the space whatever there was, and now it's really stiff, but it's still lubricated, and I can see that the grease is coming out from the correct place, like the end from here, and that's good. Well, I need to paint this, so but the nice thing is that because this is a grinding thing, there will be grinding dust, and the tolerances here are so tight that the dust shouldn't enter that one. It shouldn't, but you never know. But now, just the tiniest amount of slop, just the tiniest amount, and it vanished. Same happened with that one too. And now it's really, oh yeah, this will be fun to use, I believe. Okay, then we try out how does our grinder fit in it. Well, it comes to this side, like that. This is always a pleasure, I believe. This will be fun to put together. Okay, this will be really fun. Okay, now it's there. I believe I can actually put it there and then use friends from here. Well, now when I tightened it, it's really, then it stays. Okay, now how does it feel? Well, this is actually really good. Well, should we cut something with it? Maybe. Let's see how about the resting goes here. Should go, oh yeah, okay. Quite well, actually. Yeah. So I put it into the vise. So now, if we want to cut something, I have to place it here. Let's see now. Okay. Now that is there. And now, let's see. Well, this is a 2 kilowatt motor. It's very heavy and loud, and my wife is sleeping. So, well, should we have here something where the sparks go? Well, I have no idea. Let's see. What's the direction? I believe the direction is right there. Okay, let's try it out. could say this is this disc is in a really bad shape. But it did what it is supposed to do. I had no difficulties in handling it, actually. And when it's attached to a more suitable place, this is not the best possible place. Well, yeah. So I believe this will serve me really well. Now, what is left to do here is to paint that one. Well, first clean it up with some solvent and then paint it with the same blue paint, which is cheap alkyd paint. They say in the container that you can put it directly on rust. Yeah, okay, directly on rust. Yeah, of course you can. And then yeah, and then it's there. I don't do anything more for this. I don't do any vise for this. If I sometimes need something to attach here, like a vise, then maybe I drill holes into this one and put the vise here. But I rather keep it just a support for this thing. So whenever I need to grind something which is probably a very thick thing, for example, this was not a thick thing, but I didn't want to scrap anything here. I don't want to grind here a lot. Yeah, so all in all, I think this thing, it seems to be usable, at least. So the range is quite large. You can do quite big things here. You can grind a steel plate, for example. You can put it there and grind that one, and so on. That was the grinder support thing. Well, let's see what happens in the next episode of FUM0103 machining. Till then, see you!